Good afternoon, friends. Today we will discuss Unit 8 of International Business, that is organizational structure. First, let me tell you what will be the objective of our discussion today. Our objective will be to describe the basic organizational structure. Then we will understand various types of organizational structure and we will define the merits and demerits of each type of organizational structure. And we will appreciate some issues involved in each type of organizational structure. What will be our scheme of discussion today? First, I will introduce the topic organizational structure. Then we will discuss certain factors of organizational structure, types of organizational structure, international division structure, global functional structure, geographic division structure, matrix structure, multi-business global production division structure, hybrid structure, translational structure, and we will summarize our discussion. We will discuss some keywords and then I will give some additional material for further reading on organizational structure. First, let me tell you what do you mean by organizational structure. Organizational structure simply means how people in an organization are grouped and to whom they report. You know, in a typical organization, let's take an example. This is the top boss. And there are 4 persons working under the top boss. They report directly to the top boss. There can be, so let's take an example. He is A, person A, he is person B, person C, person D, person E. And under E, there are further 4 persons. F, G, H, I. This is a typical organizational structure. It simply means the way people in an organization are organized or grouped and how they report to each other. It is a systematic arrangement of human resources in an organization. It defines the organizational hierarchy. Who is at the top and who is at the bottom? Who is middle level manager? Who are top level manager? It defines that. It shows the work flow in an organization. How the work flows in an organization, it is established through an organizational structure. It sets the rules, relationship exist that between an organization. It shows the way in which an organization is organized, how a company is organized, how decision making is made in an organization. It is depicted through organizational structure. So, organizational structure simply means the structure of the organization, line of authority of the organization. It's the arrangement of people in the organization. It's the way the work flows in an organization that is represented or depicted through organizational structure. Now, we will discuss some other aspects of organizational structure. Now, please see, the organizational structure should be designed in such a way that it is aligned to the strategic objective of the business. The organizational structure should be as per the strategic objective of the business. The organizational structure should act as a linkage among 4 areas. How many areas it links? It links 4 areas. What are the 4 areas which linked by organizational structure? One is global strategies. Second one is global management. Third one is strategy implementation. Fourth one is global competitiveness. These 4 things are linked, must be linked with the organizational structure. So organizational structure are designed primarily based upon four interlinked fundamentals. These are known as four interlinked fundamentals. What are these four interlinked fundamentals basing on which organizational structure is designed? Those are organizational structure, organizational process, organizational people, organizational culture. These are the four pillars of organizational design. An organization is designed upon four pillars. What are those four pillars upon which an organization is designed? These four pillars are: first pillar is organizational structure, second pillar is organizational process, third pillar is people working in an organization, and the culture which exists in an organization. So structure, process, people, culture are the four pillars of an organizational design. An organization is designed on the basis of these four pillars. Organizational design. One is structure, another is process, another is people, and the last one is culture. These are the four pillars of designing an organization. So out of this, we will study regarding the first pillar, that is organizational structure. So organizational structure is a part of organizational design. So we will discuss today regarding organizational structure. Before discussing organizational structure, let me first tell you what are the key issues involved in an organizational structure. There are two important issues which must be kept into mind while designing an organization. The two issues are: one is autonomy. The subsidiary company generally needs autonomy. Generally, international organizations operate in parent subsidiary model. What is parent subsidiary model? Holding company subsidiary company model. Parent child model. There is a headquarter, there is a holding company. Let's take an example. Pepsi USA is the holding company, and it has round about 100 something, 180 subsidiary companies. In India, there is Pepsi India. So the subsidiary company, the international business operate in parent subsidiary model. Parent company has set up many subsidiary companies. So this is Pepsi USA and subsidiary company is Pepsi India. So parent company holds, controls the subsidiary company. The subsidiary company always need autonomy. And if autonomy is provided to all the subsidiary companies, the parent company must has to integrate them. So the two important issues involved while designing organizational structure is autonomy and integration. Subsidiaries need autonomy, and the parent company has to integrate with all subsidiary company to implement global strategy. There are four important elements which determine the crucial organizational forces that affect companies for this global strategy. So what are these four important elements? There are four important elements or four factors which determine which is crucial for implementing a global strategy. What are the four important factors? One factor is, the most important factor is organizational structure. Second important factor is the management process. Third important factor is the people who work in an MNC or work next. And fourth important factor is the cultural issues. In an MNC, people are from different culture work together. So there can be multicultural management issues in an MNC or in an international organization. So While designing a global strategy, you have to take care of these four important factors: organizational structure, management process, people, and culture. And with this, you can design your strategies. So while designing the strategies, you have to global strategy, you have to undertake these five global strategy levers. What are the five global strategy levers which you must have to undertake at the time of designing the global strategy? The first lever is market participation. Which market, in which market you will conduct your business? What will be your level of activity? What will be your market share? You have to consider this. Second one is product or service. Third one is location, where your company will be located, so that you will get locational advantage, whether nearer to customer or nearer to the raw material, you have to decide. Fourth one is international marketing strategy, how you can use your brand name, how you can design your advertising, marketing strategy, etc. And the last one is competitive moves, how you can design competitive moves so that you can obtain competitive advantage over your competitors. So these are the five global strategy levers which you must have to consider while designing international strategies. Next, we will discuss different type of organizational structure. We have discussed what is organizational structure. It is the way people in an organization are arranged. It's the way work in an organization flow. It's the way how the decision making in an organization is made. So it's the arrangement or division of the organization. Organizational structure are of three important types. There are three important types of organizational structure. What are those three important types of organizational structure? One is functional structure. Second one is divisional structure. Third one is matrix structure. So these are the three basic type of organizational structure. We will study now one by one. What is functional organizational structure? What is divisional organizational structure? What is matrix organizational structure? So organizational structure are of three types. These are three basic types of organizational structure. What are the three basic types of organizational structure? Functional structure, divisional structure, matrix structure. So first we will study regarding functional organizational structure. What is functional organizational structure and in which business this type of structure is used? Now please see, what is functional organizational structure? Functional organizational structure is a type of organizational structure in which each type of work is performed in a different department. It means for finance work in an organization there will be a finance department. For marketing work there will be a marketing department. So finance related works are done by finance department. Marketing related works are done by marketing department. Production related works are done by production department. So in an organization, we create different departments on the basis of functions. And this type of organizational structure is known as functional organizational structure. And this structure have certain advantages, merits, and certain disadvantages. So we will study all these things. What are the advantages of this type of structure? The most important advantage of this type of structure is there will be standardized process for each function. And there will be economies of scale because All the finance works are done at one place, that is finance department. All the marketing related works are done at one place, that is marketing department. Hence, the people working in that department will be specialized. The resources in that department shall be optimally used, and there will be economies of scale. The organization focus on job skill, and this type of structure is more centralized in nature. Okay, so this type of structure has certain advantages. What are the advantages? We have already discussed of this structure. And first, this structure provides economies of scale, and this structure provides better training to the personnel working in that. This structure helps in high quality technical problem solving skill. This structure helps in skill development. This structure has a clear cut path within the functions. Now, the functional organizational structure are suitable only when the work is small and less complex. So it is suitable for smaller and less complex organism. So this is the most important thing, which functional structure is suitable for small organizations, and where production is less complex organism. In case of small organism and less complex organism, we follow which structure? We follow the functional organizational structure. When the organization is big, spread over many countries, and the operation is highly complex in nature, this type of structure does not suit to that particular organization. So then we will have a second type of organizational structure, that is known as divisional organizational structure. So we will discuss second type of organizational structure, that is divisional organizational structure. So what is divisional organizational structure? We will discuss this divisional organizational structure. Divisional organizational structure are those organizational structure where organization is divided on the basis of product, area, or customers. There will be clear-cut division in the organization. Let's take an example. You set up one particular company for Indian operations, Pepsi India, Pepsi USA, Pepsi UK. Here, clear-cut division is made on the basis of area. There can be clear-cut division on the basis of products. FMCG product, one division. Let's take an example, retail segment, one division. Jio, telecom sector, Reliance Jio, Reliance Retail, Reliance Petrochemicals. Here, the structure organization is divided on the basis of products. There can be division on the basis of customers also. In case of service sector, in case of saloon, you have a saloon. One is for male, another is for female. This is a particular on the basis of customers. You divide the organism. And this type of divisional structure is known as divisional organizational structure. What are the merits of this particular type of structure? There will be greater flexibility. In case of divisional structure, there will be greater flexibility. There will be proper coordination across functional departments. There will be clarity in responsibility. There will be expertise for specific customers' product, and it will be helping easier growth or reduction in size. But there are certain demerits. So these are the 5 important merits of which structure? Divisional structure. Merits of divisional structure. Now there are certain demerits of divisional structure. What can be the demerits of divisional structure? These are certain demerits. What are the demerits? The first important demerits of divisional structure is it may reduce economies of scale. In functional structure, you can get economies of scale. When you produce or perform a particular goods or service in huge volume, per unit cost comes down. This is known as economies of scale. When you increase the volume of production, per unit cost comes down. This is known as economies of scale. In case of functional structure, all the functional related activities are centrally done by one department. Therefore, that department enjoys the economies of scale. But in case of divisional structure, each department will have its own functional activities. So the activities are not aggregated. So the per unit cost may be more in case of divisional structure in comparison to functional organizational structure. Second one, it may create unhealthy rivalry among operating units. There may be competition between two units of an organization. Then it may increase the cost. Why it may increase the cost? There will be duplication of activities. There will be duplication of activities. What is duplication of activities? Why duplication of activity arises? Because the same activity will be conducted between different divisions. Next structure is matrix organizational structure. What is matrix organizational structure? In case of matrix organization structure, functional organization structure, organizations are classified on the basis of functions. And in case of divisional organizational structure, organizations are classified on the basis of area or product or on the basis of customers. In case of matrix organization structure, functional organization structure has certain merits and demerits. Similarly, divisional organizational structure has certain merits and demerits. Matrix organizational structure is a combination of functional organizational structure and divisional organizational structure. It is a combination of both functional structure plus divisional structure. There will be functional heads and there will be which heads? Divisional heads. Functional heads are there, divisional heads are there. So let's take an example. What are the functional heads? These are functions. Organization is divided on the basis of functions. Same organization is divided on the basis of area. In one angle, we will take functions. Functional head 1, functional head 2, functional head 3. And in other angle, we may take what? We may take that is area. Area manager 1, area manager 2, area manager 2, area manager 3, like this. So there will be functional heads as well as area heads. It is a combination of both functional structure as well as divisional structure. In one angle, you will take function. In another angle, there will be area. There will be dual managers. So this is known as matrix organizational structure. It is found in organizations pursuing growth, and it is found in dynamic organizations, and it is found in those organizations which deals with complex environment. In the matrix structure has certain advantages. It is flexible structure. It is customer service related structure. It creates better accountability. It improves decision making, and it improves strategic management. These are different merits of matrix organizational structure. But there are certain demerits of matrix structure. What are the demerits? There may be power struggles. There may be power struggles. Power struggle between functional head and area head. Then the team members may be too focused on themselves and they may lose the organizational goal. And the most important disadvantages of matrix structure is it is costly, because there will be two type of authority, functional heads and there will be divisional heads, two heads, and the overhead cost rise, salaries of managers increases. So small organization cannot adopt matrix organizational structure. So we have discussed there will be three type of organizational structure. Functional organizational structure, organization will be divided on the basis of function. Then there will be divisional organizational structure, organization will be divided on the basis of divisions. And there is matrix structure, organization will be divided on the basis of functions as well as divisions. There will be some functional heads, there will be some divisional heads. Okay, so this is known as functional organizational structure, then divisional organizational structure, matrix organizational structure. Matrix organizational structure, functional organizational structure is suitable only for small organization, and matrix organizational structure is suitable only for large organization. Functional organizational structure is suitable for less complex organization. Matrix organizational structure is suitable for complex organizations. So this is the three important type of organizational structure. Next we will focus our discussion on international division structure. What is international division structure? Now please see, in case of international division structure, these are usually adopted by MNCs, multinational companies. We have discussed there will be many approaches for doing international business. Suppose you are adopting ethnocentric approach for doing international business. That means your prime focus is producing product domestically and you sell some product in foreign countries. Also, you extend the domestic approach towards international business. In that case, you can adopt international division structure. Apart from other divisions in the organization, you can design a separate division to look after international works. Let's take an example how it is doing. Let's take an example. This is CEO of the company and it is a industrial division. He looks after industrial division. Industrial divisional manager report to him. Then automobile divisional manager report to him. Aerospace electronic divisions report to him, and he will have a separate division that is known as international division. It will also report to him, and the international division may be further classified into different product: diesel company, electronic company, brake company, etc. This is a typical form of divisional structure. What are the features of divisional structure? The main features of divisional organizational structure are as follows. It creates a critical mass of international expertise in division. It is a more flexible approach. It prevents duplication of work. And this particular structure is suited for multi-domestic strategies. These are the merits of international division structure. Another type of organizational structure which is found in case of global companies are global functional structure. What is global functional structure? Global functional structure is a centralized organizational structure. It's global centralization. In this case, we follow global centralization policy. What is centralization? Centralization simply means keeping more and more authority in the hands of the top boss. That is known as centralization. So centralization is centralized work. In a MNC, there is a headquarter, HO, headquarter. It's the parent company. And there are many subsidiary company. These are subsidiary company. Subsidiary company are controlled by headquarter. Anything that increase the importance of headquarter is centralization, and anything that increase the importance of subsidiary is decentralization. Global functional structure is based upon global centralization policy. In this case, the importance of headquarter is increased. So global functional structure is based upon global centralization of decision making. Here decision making activity is centralized, coordination and control activity are centralized, research and development activities are centralized, operation and marketing activities are centralized. All important strategic decisions are taken at headquarter level. Only the operational decisions are taken as subsidiary level. So all strategic and operational decisions are taken at headquarter level here. So headquarter, for anything you have to ask the permission of the headquarter. If you design your organization in such a manner, that is known as global functional structure. So in global functional structure, all dimensions of the organizations are centralized. So there will be central R&D function, there will be central research, there will be central R&D strategy, there will be centralized control, there will be centralized reporting policy, there will be centralized product, that is standardized product. The careers of the employees are managed centrally. Everything is managed with the help of headquarters. So headquarters detect each and every function of the agency, that is known as global functional structure. So in global functional structure, headquarters detect everything. This is global functional structure. So this policy, global functional structure, has certain merits. What are the merits of global functional structure? We will discuss. What are the advantages of global functional structure? The first important advantage is efficiency is obtained. Why efficiency is obtained? Because there is coherence of decision and policies, and there will be optimum utilization of resources. There will be concentration and specialization of resources. And if everything is done at one place, the volume will be more. You will get benefit of economies of scale, and it avoids duplication, and it favors, there will be rapid transfer of know-how, knowledge from headquarter to subsidiary. So these are the merits of which structure? Global functional structure, which is headquarter based organizational structure for MNCs. There are certain demerits. What are the demerits of this structure? The demerits of global functional structure are as follows. The first important demerit is if local environment is dynamic, you need decisions to be taken fast. In that case, if you will adopt this strategy, the organization will collapse. And when the market is dynamic, local market is dynamic, local business environment is ever changing, local business requires autonomy. In that case, if you will adopt this type of strategy, the business will not work. And in this case, the business will be fragmented into several segments. So this type of strategy brings, or global functional strategy is suitable only when the market is not dynamic, only when the customers are not more demanding, the business environment is more or less stable in nature. In that case, you will adopt global functional strategy. There are many merits. The global functional strategy bring a lot of new information. There will be a transfer of culture. There will be chance of innovation in organization by following global functional strategy. The MNCs may follow global divisional strategy or geographic divisional strategy, or they follow area-wise divisional strategy. What is this geographic or area division structure? The global functional structure is based upon centralized model, but this geographic area divisional structure is based upon global decentralization model. Here, each subsidiary is given autonomy. They do not depend upon the headquarters for each and every decisions. Subsidiaries are given autonomy. All subsidiaries work like one independent unit. So this is based upon global decentralization of decision making. In such structure, the central function or product management roles are not existent. Headquarters does not detect anything to the subsidiary company. If headquarters exists, they play the role of advisory or coordinative role without much executive power. The most important executive power lies with subsidiary. Example, Ford company. Ford Motor Company has designed its business in this model. It has subsidiary in North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific, and they act independently. And this structure is known as geographic area division structure. In this case, the functional manager report to local country manager. Functional manager do not report directly to the chief executive. They report to local country manager. The local country manager directly report to CEO or central senior manager position. So CEO at the top, there will be division on the basis of areas, Europe, Latin America division, North America division, and in particularly UK, Venezuela, Italy. These are certain divisions, A, B, C. These divisional managers report to the Europe, Latin American head, and Europe, Latin American head report to the CEO of the company. Similarly, in case of North America Pacific division, there are three business, three subsidiary: UK, Japan, Canada. UK business report to North America Pacific divisions. Japan report to North American Pacific divisions. Canadian subsidiary report to them, and this North America Pacific division head will report to CEO. And this form of division is known as Global Geographic Division. There are certain merits of this particular organizational structure. What are the merits? There will be flexibility. There will be ability to incorporate local competitiveness. Decision making will be fast. It helps in creating more localized appeal for the consumers. The strategy of the business shall be localized. It helps in capturing rising local opportunity. It is in the highly dynamic markets like India. This type of structure is best suited for MNCs. But there are certain demerits of geographic division structure. What are the demerits? The first important demerits is it will create many duplication of work, and it will erode economies of scale. Again, when the customers require standardized product, global product, this particular strategy may not operate. So these are the disadvantages of geographic structure, global geographic structure. Next, we will discuss global matrix structure. What is global matrix structure? We will discuss global matrix structure. According to this structure, it is a combination of both global functional structure and global geographical structure. At this structure, both functions and geography are given equal power. Functional structure is a combination of global functional structure and global geographic structure. They are given equal power and responsibility. And it is suited for engineering, advertising, consulting companies, where the objective is to solve the requirement of the local customers with efficiency. If the company think global and act local, this is the new mantra for MNCs. They think globally, but they act locally. Think global and act local. In that case, the most important structure which is suitable, that is matrix organizational structure. In matrix organizational structure, there will be global functional heads and there will be global divisional heads. It's a combination of global functional heads as well as global divisional heads. Let's take an example. You can see a matrix structure. CEO is there, and the products: textile group, agricultural product, Euro-African group, Latin American group. Here there will be a combination of both this structure. And this is an important example of matrix structure. What are the advantages of matrix divisional structure? What are the advantages? The most important advantage of matrix divisional structure is the structure gives a common focus to functional, product, and geographic groups. I have already told it's a combination of functional and divisional. The divisional may be on area basis or product basis. So the benefit of both functional structure and divisional structure you get in case of global matrix structure. It makes each group of share the responsibility for foreign operation, and it tries to deal with competing pressures for global integration and local responsibility. So its structure is based upon global integration and local responsibility. Think global, act local. What are the demerits of matrix structure? The demerits are the unique needs of the groups are not encouraged, and it may eliminate multiple knowledge generating and decision making relationships. These are important demerits of global matrix structure. Next, we will discuss multi-business global product division structure. What is this multi-business global product division structure? And when this multi-business global product division structure is adopted, please see, when an organization diversifies into several business activity, it does many business activity, it is known as multi-business corporation. The multi-business corporation is such a type of corporation which is involved in many type of business. The multi-business organizations may adopt any of the organizational model to manage their global operation. They may adopt functional model, divisional model, or they may adopt matrix model. So this is known as multi-business global product divisional model. In this case, the company is divided into business division. We will divide the company into business division, and each division is in charge of a particular product or service line. The division head is responsible for the performance of that division. Then the divisional head can be global functional basis or geographic basis or matrix basis. The divisions can be created. So how this organizational structure is operated? There is a corporate headquarters. There is a headquarters, and the company is divided on the basis of global division. Let's take an example. This is for European division. This is for Asia Pacific division. And this is for, let's say, American division. And in each division, there will be many subsidiary companies created. And these subsidiaries are report to the global divisional heads. These subsidiaries will report to this. And this particular global business division will report to European divisional head, will report to headquarters. Asia Pacific division, there will be certain subsidiary. Subsidiary 1, 2, 3, subsidiary 4, 5, 6. Subsidiary 4, 5, 6 will report to Asia Pacific division. And the Asia Pacific head will directly report to headquarters. There will be subsidiary 7, 8, 9. Subsidiary 7, 8, 9 will report to American business division. And the American business division will directly report to the corporate headquarters. This is multi-business global product divisional structure. So what are the advantages of this particular structure? It gives the flexibility to adopt this structure. It provides organizational mechanism for global efficiency. The model is favored by multi-business corporations. Multi-business corporation. If the business is involved in many business, the organization is involved in many business, you can adopt multi-business global product divisional structure. What is the disadvantages? This strategy does not operate in regions where customer demand is strong and coordination business among the business is required. There will be much more duplication. There will be much more local responsiveness in this particular structure. These are the demerits. Then there is another model that is known as hybrid structure model. What is hybrid structure model? This hybrid structure model is based upon single line reporting. This model is single line reporting model. There can be two types of hybrid structure: international division structure, complex dual structure. There will be two types of hybrid structure. One is international division structure and another is complex dual structure. And in case of international division structure, there is clear distinction between home country business units and divisional executives and international subsidiaries. And in case of complex structure, the dual model is created with the global organization with a mixture of different designs. The most important structure which we will discuss now, that is transnational structure. This is the most important business structure which is generally adopted by MNCs. This structure focuses on management of process and culture. This structure is a network-based structure. Network-based structure, transnational structure. It follows N form. What is N form? Network form. In contrast to M form, M means multi-divisional form. It is based upon N form, not M form. It stresses upon integration, combination, multiplication of resources and capabilities. A transnational model is a compromise between local autonomy model and central decision making model. It's a compromise between these models. And a balance is created for global integration and local responsibilities. So it's a combination of global and local model. Global. It's a local model. It has some features of global model, some features of local model. It's a combination. According to transnational model, 4 divisional managers are created. But there will be 4 type of managers in a transnational organizational structure. What are the 4 type of managers? One manager is global business managers. Another is country-based business managers. Next, functional managers. Next, corporate managers. So transnational model is based upon 4 type of managerial roles: global managers, country managers, functional managers, and corporate managers. What are the main features of transnational design? There are 7 important features of transnational design. This is important. Transnational model. The business units are a part of network. I have already discussed it is a N-based model, not M-based model. All important competitive success, there is no dimension, global, functional, geographic dominance. All roles are important in this model. Global is important, functional is important, geographic is important. So it mixes the features of all the models. It follows a clearly defined, tightly controlled set of operating system. And there exists good interpersonal relationship in this system. Inter-unit decision-making forum exists in this system. In this case, there is strong corporate values and a culture of sharing and willing to collaborate exists under transnational organizational structure. So transnational, most of the MNCs are following transnational organizational structure for designing their organizations. But there are certain limitations. What is the limitation? The limitation is this model is that it is more management intensive process. It requires management intensive process. Many people consider it as a mindset, not a full-fledged organizational structure. But whatever may be the case, today's organization has decided to follow translational organizational structure which rely more on development of skill, attitude, behavior in line with transnational model rather than looking at ideal structure. Look out for an ideal structure. So most of the MNCs are now following transnational model for designing their organism. So let me summarize our discussion today. In today's class, we are discussing regarding organizational design. There are four important pillars of organizational design. One is out of this, one is organizational structure, management process, people and culture, out of which we have discussed regarding organizational structure. We have discussed organizational structure is the way in which the business is organized. It's the way in which people in the business are arranged. It's the way where decision-making authority are designed. It's the way work flows in an organization. So organizational structure are of many types, out of which we have discussed three important types of organizational structure. First structure is functional structure, next one is divisional structure, next one is matrix structure. Functional, divisional and matrix structure. Then we have discussed there can be different geographic structure, hybrid structure, global product division structure, multi-business geographic structure, other type of organizational structure which is found out in case of MNCs. And we have discussed different advantages and disadvantages of each structure. And finally, we have discussed the most important organizational structure which most of the MNCs are following, which is a mix of all other structure, that is known as transnational organizational structure, which is considered to be a mix of other structure. So in this case, we have discussed different keywords. What are the keywords? First, global strategy levers we have discussed. Organizational structure. What is organizational structure? Is the way of organizing an enterprise. Okay, it's the structure that allocates roles, responsibility, power to people in structured manner which may have hierarchical or maybe linear. We have discussed regarding management process. We have discussed regarding global functional structure, geographic structure, matrix structure. What is matrix structure? Is a combination of it's a combination of functional structure and divisional structure. Hybrid structure we have discussed, and we are last we are discussing regarding transnational structure. What is transnational structure? It's a combination of all structure. This structure focuses on management process and culture rather than structure. It believes in managerial role critical for the structure to work. Next, we will discuss certain self-assessment questions on this particular international organizational structure. Question number 1, what are the benefits of having a geographical organization? What are the typical difficulties in implementing matrix organizational structure? What are the characteristics of transnational structure? It is the most important question. Transnational structure which is practically used. What are the features? It's a mixture of all other organizational structure. What are its merits, demerits? You have to discuss. How does transnational model differ from other sources? So this is regarding different types of organizational structure. Now I am providing you certain reference for further reading on this organizational structure. Thank you. Thank you for attending my